Well, hi kids, children, adults, grandparents, people of all ages. You might be a cat, you might be a dog, or anything in between, or an inanimate object. As we all hopefully know, this week is Peripheral Week. Peripheral, which means additional items that connect to your beast. Today, I'm going to discuss keyboards. I have a lot of sugar in my system today, so if I'm going if I'm doing a lot of that, that's because I've had a lot of sugar. But anyway, keyboards. This will hopefully will be a short video. You're looking for keyboards, you can get three types. One that's wired, one that's wireless, with a receiver, and one that's wireless by means of Bluetooth. The latter, the one with Bluetooth, you got to make sure your computer you're using it with supports Bluetooth. There's a lot of computers out there that still don't support it. So make sure that there is Bluetooth support before you go using a Bluetooth keyboard on your computer. Otherwise, you're going to have to add a Bluetooth adapter, and it might be just easier to get a wireless keyboard with a receiver if wireless is your choice. Then if you have one that's got something that connects to your computer, generally you're going to have two options. It's either going to be a PS2 connection or USB. And USB is becoming more prominent nowadays, and rightfully so because it's universal. You can plug in any USB port and it'll work. Some computers don't even have PS2 ports on them anymore, or only one PS2 port, so you have to make a choice if either keyboard or mouse plugs into it. But anyway, the PS2 port is either purple or green. The keyboards one is purple generally. I have my keyboard plugged in by means of USB. Another thing you want to look for in keyboards is how does it feel on your hands? So it might be a good idea to go shopping for a keyboard if you can. Is the keyboard real flat? Or is it a good slant on it where you have better feel on your wrist? Does it have built-in wrist support? And if so, is the wrist support any decent or is it bad? How do the keys feel? That's a big one for me. Is the keyboard loud or quiet, or do you care? And I don't. Or do you like one of those ergonomical keyboards where you have like half the keys over here and half the keys over here, separating your hands away from them? If you are the kind to type properly and not the type that does. Yeah. Anyway, but those can also be things to look at. Some keyboards are illuminated, which means that they light up, so you can see the keys if you're the kind that has to see the keyboard to type. Some keyboards have media buttons on them, such as play and pause and eject and internet and email. And other keyboards don't have that. Some keyboards have an L-shaped enter key and a tiny backspace key, and other keyboards have just the straight old enter key and the big backspace key. That's what I prefer. I don't like those L enter keys. I just don't like them. The backspace is like this tiny, and I normally miss the backspace key. I don't want to make a mistake hitting the backspace key, do I? But anyway. My keyboard is a unique one. It looks like a plain, boring keyboard, does it not? And it looks like, that looks like an old, ancient $10 keyboard. I got news for you. This keyboard's almost 80 bucks. I know there's nothing fancy on it, but something this keyboard has that almost any keyboard you would buy nowadays won't have is buckling springs in the keys. So it makes a loud clack noise, but it feels so good when you type. And by the way, did I mention your speed and accuracy increase on one of these? Because it does. Hear that? Hear that clack? I'll do a typing demonstration, don't worry. I'll probably make much typos because I seem to do that under pressure. But this keyboard here, it's actually pretty much new, even though it doesn't look like it. About $80. Unicomp. It's a Unicomp Customizer 104-105 keyboard. USB. Black. You can choose to get it in PS2, and they make different design styles. They have some with the old-fashioned red pointing stick, and some that are just like this, and so on and so forth. And then they have a smaller compact keyboard as well. But I'll do a slight, short, brief demonstration of typing. And here. Okay, well, you probably can't read that because all you see is white. But let me see if I can make it so you can read that, what I typed. Maybe not. Okay, you can't probably read it still. But it says, "This is Nerd and Long, and I approve this message, as I know you probably are aware of, because did you know that in order to get to where to get to going, you got to get to going?" That's what it says. Anyway, I'll pull up that website for you if you're interested in one of these keyboards. And it's probably not the best keyboard in the world for gaming, which brings up another thing. You might want to be looking at a certain keyboard for gaming. I know Logitech makes a fairly popular one that even has like a built-in screen on it with some of your computer status information, such as your memory usage and that, right on the screen of the keyboard. But anyway, the website for the Unicomp keyboard is pckeyboards.stores.yahoo.net. Yes, out of all things, it's going through Yahoo, but it is legitimate. It's not a joke. And Unicomp keyboards. There's the Customizer 104-105. They even have the old-fashioned beige keyboards too. And unlike most keyboards you buy, this thing's got some weight to it. It's not, a little tiny little piece of paper, cardboard-like weight keyboard you can just wave around like that. This is a little. You can wave it around, but it's not that easy to do it. As you can tell, I'm struggling slightly. I did add a wrist strap to it because the lip of it's a little bit high, but good keyboard. Obnoxious for some people because it makes a lot of noise, as you probably could tell, but that's just the kind of keyboard I like. You may like something entirely different. You may not like that. You might like the mushy feel of your keys. It's personal preference. But anyway, maybe I am missing something. It just seems like there's more than that. But anyway, this is Nerd and Long, and I approve this message as I always do. And goodbye.